the more life goes on, the more I am reaffirmed the value in cutting the check for speed. One of the purchases that I made, or investments rather, that I made in the past few months was in Alex Hormozy's, not just the playbooks for 6K, but in his community for it was $24,000 to join the school group that was off the back of his $100 million Money Models book launch. And I buy loads of coaching. Like if there is something that I have remote interest in, or I think I'll get one like nugget out of, I'm typically like an instant buyer. Like there's an Instagram like format course that I bought. There's like 2 weeks ago. It was like $500, and I actually haven't even opened the welcome email because we've been so busy as of recent. But it's just like I'm a big believer in success moves with speed, and you cut the check for speed. But this was something, not the playbooks. The playbooks I did. I instantly did the playbooks, but the group I passed on at first, and then got another opportunity to join it a week after, and I was like, dude, that's a check. Like it was pretty steep, and I like didn't. I wasn't sure if it was gonna. I knew it was gonna be good, but I was like, is it worth the cash that we need inside of the business right now, or credit rather, which got a lot of points from that, by the way. But I was nervous to do it, and it took me a minute. I teeter-tottered, and I did it. And then today, as we're building out our hiring process right now. Because if you hear me talk about, actually, you probably heard recently, if you listen to any of the recent videos, the biggest thing right now is team culture, team motivation, and systematically bringing on team to be able to execute tasks at a high level, better than I can do anything. That's the goal, is having everybody do things better than I'm able to do them. And that's been really hard, not to get to the level where I'm at, but just to bring on like quality talent systematically and run a good culture virtually, because it's not something that I've ever done before. Try every single day, and we're always going to improve. But I had a big question of like defining roles inside of the company and like how to hire. And I made a post inside of the Hormozy community. I had like 6 people comment. Director of operations comments on the post, gives suggestions, and then had like 3 people reach out to me saying like, hey, I went through the same thing with my agency that's way bigger than yours. Just do this. Let's jump on a call. Let's talk. Hey, here's this resource. Here's this tool. Try this software. Here, this free thing I built. Like tool. This. I was like, wow. See, there's so many lessons baked into this. One is cutting the check for speed. So like I could have just tried to find all of these answers myself and just keep fumbling around, and I'll continue to fumble around, but I want to fumble around at a faster rate, and I fumble in the right direction and then build for ourselves. Because I've noticed that what's an important mechanism that I found, and that's obviously not new, because nothing that I say is new, and nothing that anybody says is new. Everything is just standing on the shoulder of giants, and very rarely is something actually like new and novel. But the term emulate then iterate, I think, is so valuable, where it's like, okay, something, you need to do something new, so just like basically ethically copy the person that you find that's doing really well with the intention of making it yours. Like, for example, our onboarding form in the first months that we were around was straight up like ChatGPT, Claude, and then I'd like buy competitors' products, look at their onboarding forms, and then just like take note from that. Now, the onboarding form wasn't that effective until we actually knew what we needed from clients and then made that onboarding form. Onboarding form got so much better when I didn't use ChatGPT and I only used my brain, because I knew what we needed from clients. So that was an example of emulate and iterate. Same thing with like job postings, job process. Like I'm reading this book I was talking about. Very good. I got so much from this and built out our hiring process was the agenda for today. So cutting the check for speed. And if you pay in a place where you get around other people who also paid, it's a big amount for me right now, then you get around people who are the right people. Like everybody in that group there was no sales call. Everybody in that group had to swipe the card for 24K, and that'll get the right people around you. So I wanted to share that experience today and just kind of some of the things I learned in the hiring process from this book. So number one was like the belief system around hiring, that basically if you think that hiring from emerging nations or like internationally around the world is just going to lead to more problems and bad things, you'll probably get that. But if you look at it through the lens of like there are people literally with PhDs that just don't have the opportunity because they lost the geographic lottery, then they could come work for you, make way more than they could have at whatever job they're working at right now, and have a really cool opportunity, provided that you are actually a good person and have a good opportunity for them. So if you're in integrity, your business is growing, and you intend on continuing to grow, then I think that it's a beautiful thing. So it's just reshaping that belief that like international talent is really good and they can do a lot of things better than you. They just didn't have the opportunity of geography like we do, so we're able to provide that opportunity. Secondly, is the job postings are not like, and this was a big shift for me because I would just post job postings like, hey, this is what you'll do, this is what you'll get paid. We're a cool place to work. And I realized, like, I looked at it as like, well, I'm going to pay them, so like they should want to work for me. When in reality, the job listing is also a sales letter. Like, you want to sell the person on why they should choose you next to the hundreds of other job listings on the board that they likely see. So that you treat your job listing like a sales letter. Third is having like proper routing. So like it goes to email, and that email is routed to the right people inside of the company. So right now we have jobs@brandsharks.com. And it routes to our head of customer success, who operates as like a Swiss Army knife with us, with the size of our company right now, and then also routes to me so I can take a look at it, at least right now. I will definitely remove myself from that inbox soon. Setting fly traps throughout the application. So like having your subject line be a certain thing, uploading a link instead of a PDF for your resume, taking a personality test, and then like the trial project that you get. So the good people who follow the application correctly get a trial project. The trial project has a secret sauce in there. The secret sauce of the trial project is that you pay like 20, 30, 40 bucks for a trial project up front, whatever you pay. And then you don't send the trial project. You don't actually send the trial project. You just see how quickly they follow up. And embedded in the trial project, there's all sorts of other tests. So like you give a login credential and the login credential is wrong. So if they're due Friday, they started Monday, and then they ask you for the login credential, or you see a login attempt on Thursday, you know they procrastinated it. There's so many different like fly traps you can find. This is all just, I'm literally just boonking all this from the book Hire right now. It's a very, very good book. So that's what I got from it. And then distributing the job listing is also very important, like local job boards as opposed to just LinkedIn. Like find what the local job boards are in the countries you want to hire in, identify the strategy, but really just like blast it everywhere. So that's what I took away from this. I also met this guy who wrote the book in the Hormozi group. But people don't want to pay for things. They want everything handed to them. I hope that's not you. And I'm not going to ask you to pay for anything. Like some people say, oh, people who make statements like that are course sellers. Bro, literally I'm not. Like you couldn't literally send me money anywhere on here. Like you could go find my group that's free on School that I just put all the courses that are better than my competitors in there for free. Could do that. But either way, had a really good day today, building out the hiring process, distributing it a bunch. Had a good meeting with the social media team to go over our processes there, because that's the next one where a process needs to get built out. But we are on the brink of operational mastery, because if we can dial in our processes, which we're getting better at every single day, and then we can bring in top level talent, oh boy. Like I'm seeing how the scale game gets played. So right now it's attacking the delivery constraint, which Hormozi would call the manpower constraint. So we need to be able to have the people to fulfill on all of the demand that we have. And then after that, we then attack and bring on more and more clients and keep fulfilling properly. So that's the master devious plan to take over the world with Brand Sharks. And I'm going to continue executing it. Tomorrow's going to be a big day. We're going to script for the clients who we're seeing in Dana Point next week, finalize everything for the client that we're seeing in San Diego next week, and then get a couple weeks ahead for all the clients that we script for week over week. That way we can travel. I say we, it's just me. Travel in peace without being behind on anything when we go to California. Okay, so I'm going to wrap up my project management block for the night. It's 9:06. Ooh, we'll get a chance at getting to bed before 10, or at least like shutting down before 10. So I'm gonna put my blue light blockers on, upload this, finish up my last block, finalize replying all the messages, and then go to bed. All right. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.